Father, help our country.
Et Seigneur, aide notre pays.
Help Canada.
Aide le Canada.
Father, we need help.
Seigneur, nous avons besoin de ton aide.
Help our government.
Aide nos gouvernements.
Help our Prime Minister.
Aide le Premier ministre.
Father, we ask these things.
Nous te demandons ces choses.
In Jesus' precious name.
Dans le nom précieux de Jésus.
Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen, amen, amen.
A big, enthusiastic cheer and claps for Pastor Hillebrand. What was that? Let's see some enthusiasm. Come on! Come on! To everybody here watching, both in Canada and across the world, I want to welcome you enthusiastically to Trudeau's Truck Stop. Home of the fringe majority and unacceptable opinions. I'm going to be very quick. Just give me a couple of minutes and then Tamara's going to speak. The paramedics and the police officers, from somebody who has family, who wears blue, they're on our side. They're our friends. They're our families. That's why we are peaceful and loving. And we're going to work with them to fix this problem. All of us who've grown up in Canada and people in the international world may not understand this as much. We've all grown up in a divided society. Quebec versus Ontario. Alberta versus Ontario. Everybody hates Ontario. And the entire history of Canada, we finally have achieved unity. And how did we do that? The politicians and the media got out of the way. They were not invited to the party because our men and women who feed us, who sacrifice their lives to live on the road, on a solitary road, a solitary existence, to keep us fed, they said, enough. And yesterday was amazing. It was amazing. We walked over to the park, right on the Quebec border, where the government, the weasels in the government, not our cops, thought, what strategically can we do? Let's close the bridges. Let's pull over the trucks. So you know what they did from Quebec? They made the pilgrimage to cross the bridge by foot into Ontario. To join with their Canadian brethren from Ontario, Alberta, the Prairie Provinces, and those who have driven here from the Maritimes for us to be unified for the very first time. We are not going to allow the political class to divide us. That ends now. And let's talk about the fake news media for a second. So all this week, the fake news media has been chasing us. And they didn't seem to get the message that we're not interested. We don't need you. You're the problem. Last night even, there's some program called The National, I've never heard of it, but anyways. There's some program on some they're texting me like crazy. I don't know where they got their phone number. So all this week, hey, we're your friend, and I know what they are. Last night I got a message. What is your statement on the Terry Fox controversy? What controversy? Somebody put on a piece of paper on the Terry Fox statue that says, mandate freedom. That's not a controversy. And by the way, to the fake news media, do you really think Terry Fox would be against the basic freedoms that allowed him to run across our great country, which we can't do now? And it's all of you who coalesced behind the truckers, behind the greatest, this is the greatest generation, or will be, of people who brought the country together. It's all of you that we thank for coming on board and helping us get this message to the world. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You deserve to. Thank you. I want to talk about this amazing woman right here. She's gonna cry. I met this woman several years ago when I took a trip to Alberta with Tom Quigan, who is over there. Hey, Tom. And I saw what the policies of division has done to Alberta and the prairie provinces. It's like a third world country in many cities that you got to go there. You have to see what these people have done to Western Canada. And Ontario needs to step up. Quebec needs to step up. The Maritimes needs to step up and start to support the prairie provinces in unity against these people who are trying to divide us. And this is the woman who is leading the fight. She's one of those people, when you get to meet her, she has this magnetic energy about her. It's all positivity. It's all love. It's all compassion. That's why this has not been a violent or in any way controversial gathering. It's the biggest block party in Canada's history, and our dancing clown of a Prime Minister is not invited. So when leaders around the world ask, how did you put together such a peaceful gathering in Ontario, which is only starting today, by the way. They think we're going to be out of here in a couple of days? No. This is just starting. But the reason it's so peaceful is because of the Canadian spirit and because of this woman's spirit and positive energy that's been guiding all of us. Thank you, Tamara. That's all I want to say for now. We're going to be having a news conference later on. I want to hand it over to Tamara, say a couple of words. She needs some encouragement. She needs a great big applause for her. And thank her for everything that has happened this week.
Thank you, everybody. I'm so glad to see all of you out here. I've been doing a lot of lives. I don't know if I have any more tears left to cry, but I think you've all seen me cry just about every day for the last 2 weeks. And that's okay. I've said many times that we have to come together now, and we're going to have to heal after all this is over. But to see all of you here as one, refusing to be divided by race or culture or faith or beliefs anymore, or geography, right? We are all Canadian citizens, and I've never been more proud to be a Canadian than I am right now. the one thing that we've seen on our social media and talking to people all along the way, the crowds we've seen were amazing. And what this movement has started and created is hope. Hope that so many people have lost. So many people that were not proud to be a Canadian anymore. But we deserve to be proud. And I said yesterday, if you have your flag turned upside down, please put it back right side up. And be proud to be a Canadian. And be proud of what you've done, and be proud of these guys. I am not a hero. These are the heroes. These are the people that stood up, your blue-collar men and women who bring your products and bring your food and bring your medical supplies. Right? These are the heroes. I'm just here to support them and help them. And you guys are so beautiful. Thank you all for coming, and thank you so much for all of the support that you've shown us this whole time. It's been a crazy, crazy couple of weeks. To the clan mothers who came, it's important for us all to work together because we still have a lot of work to do, and we still have a lot of healing to do. And we're going to do it because we are not leaving until all of you and all of your kids are free. We're not leaving until you can open up your businesses. We're not leaving until you can hug your best friend. We're not leaving until you can go and see your parents in a long-term care facility. And for your children to have a birthday party. This ends now. And we're going to do it peacefully. And we're going to do it with compassion. And we're going to get through this together, everybody. So I implore you to love one another. Stretch your hands out to one another and help each other. Because we've all lost so much. But no more. Hold your heads up high, Canada. We love you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mercy Cho, thank you. Now that we are here, we have taken that first step. So what do? We start taking that second step forward. How do we do that?
Together!
How do we do this? How do we take that second step? How do we get rid of the tyranny? Remember, this institution was given a corporate number from the United States of America.
Yes, yes.
We must fire that institution, society number out of the USA, and create our own government that includes all.
We the people. We the people.
How do you do this? Remember, this institution thrives on contracts, just like the truckers, just like the businesses. So we fire this institution.
Yes, yes.
We fire the number.
Yes.
We fire the contractor.
Yes,
The contracts have failed the people, have failed the tribal people, have failed you all. Remember what they perfected on the tribal children and the women and the communities. They have now pushing that onto you, the civilians that came to this country, because you have freedom and liberty. Yes, you have freedom and liberty. You can get it back. Fire that government.
Yes, yes, yes.
I need help. I need help from the people here. I took steps every time I see a situation. I try to resolve it, because that's what we do as grandmothers, as great-grandmothers. That's what we do. I am now a great-grandmother. Okay, we all are grandparents. We all are mothers and fathers, uncles and aunties, cousins and relatives. That's who we are. That's in our heart. So what I am asking this movement is to help me. Why? I obtained copyrights to the Income Tax Act of this institution. It's there. Our names are on it. Clan Mother Sandra McKenzie, myself, and her brother Dean. It's a miracle that we're able to get copyrights to the Income Tax Act, to the Child Welfare Act, to the Indian Act.
Wow.
And the Dominion Lands Act. That's how this institution has empowered themselves. And they made you believe that they are the truth. We are the truth. No one can no longer take your truth away. So we, together, if they are going to tax our people for being unvaccinated, let's use that document and stop their policies that they legislated. Let's do this for the future of our children. It's not about us, the adults, it's about the future of our children, the ones not yet born. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I ask the Creator to help us with the next step. There are solutions. Our grandparents taught us that. So let's unite under this common purpose and take it down in a peaceful way and use their system. Thank you.
The last thing we want to talk about is getting the word out. I think hashtag Trudeau's truck stop has a good sound to it. Right? We're in here for the long haul.
Yes.
This is not ending tonight or anytime soon. Use your devices over the next while. Tomorrow, the next day, we need to keep this going. Freedom Convoy Canada. Hashtag Trudeau's truck stop. Let's get that trending as soon as we can. Thank you, everybody.
Hello, Canada! Hello! My name is Bethan Nodwell. I am a registered nurse and I'm one of the organizers for Adopt a Trucker. And I can tell you, it has been something to get this going on. And just to receive everybody, and you guys have been so amazing, so peaceful, so beautiful, completely blowing the mainstream's narrative. No! No ones! They are calling us racist, they're calling us misogynist. We are the fringe minority with unacceptable views. So, I have a trucker from the Eastern Division And I'm bringing him up ahead of the VIPs and the fancy fences, because if it weren't for him, none of this would happen. Please welcome Trucker from the Eastern Division with the cowboy hats. Show him some love.
What a journey with tears. It was an honor to lead the East Coast to Ottawa. United, in unity, we stand. The truckers who deliver everything to your households have united with the people. The people are standing with the truckers, not only in Canada, also in alliance with the US, in Europe, in Asia. Look around the world. All the bravehearts. That's what we call them today, the bravehearts. The braveheart truckers. And we, the people, and the truckers, won't let you down. We are making history. History like the world never has seen before. Politicians, they can speak their language, they can take the battles. At the end of the day, the people, they are the ones to decide. I had the honor to be given a letter when I left Enfield. I don't know the woman. She put a bag in my truck. I didn't open the bag until the first night, about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to read you that letter.
My toes are numb.
Down the street. We should all go there and come back with us.
To you first thing, thank you.
I can't wait.
That's a thank you to the truckers, to the bravehearts. You don't know me, but we want you to know we are so proud to be part of this moment in time when Canadians stood up and wiped off our snow-covered boots and took a stand for freedom. Our children deserve a world where there is no division, darkness and borders. One where we are all free, where we can laugh the big laugh heart, live and share moments together without fear and control. As you understand, as you stand on guard for thee, know we are standing with you. Thank you for all you're doing and for leading the charge. Our prayers are with you and thoughts it all. If the dark moments creep, you can remember this self-care kit we have attached, which I will honor. The dark nights of the soul have been sought, and the moments when we have felt the most hopeless, we need to be reminded we are not alone, and light and the energy wins. Bless all you truckers, the bravehearts, from our home in Nova Scotia, Canada, the land and country of the free. Safe travels, and these are the bravehearts for the people. I heard earlier that this is Trudeau's truck stop. No, it's the Bravehearts truck stop. That's what it is. Thank you. God bless you. We are all with you. We won't let you down, and we know you don't let us down. Welcome me.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, Eastern Division. Thank you, truckers. Oh, are we an excited bunch today? I have some fancy doctors, but do you guys feel like doing a round? We're going to do many rounds of this. We ready for a round of O Canada, guys? All right. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, with all our sons command, with glowing hearts we see the rise, the true north, strong and free, from far and wide. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God bless you. We love you. Stand on guard. Oh, amen, amen, amen. Amen. Yeah, that's right. Okay, we have ՕՏՏԱՎԱՅՈՒՄ here from Taking Back Our Freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, we know truckers are blue collar. We're blue collar. But we have some white collars here who are here to defend us. Our intuitions have proof. So, let me start with ՕՏՏΑՎԱՅΟՒՄ from Taking Back Our Freedoms.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My friends and my colleagues drove 49 hours straight from Calgary to be here today. Thank you so much. I'm going to pass out these cards, and when you take a picture of the card, you're going to get a message. You'll take you directly to our website, and a message from our chairman of the board, the only living First Minister in the country who was there in 1982 to sign the Constitution and the Charter of Rights, the true living legend, the Premier, the only real Premier in this country, and his name is Brian Peckford. When you take your camera and scan the QPC code, you're not going to tell you whether you're vaxxed. Screw the vax. It's going to tell you the message from the founder of the Charter of Rights and Freedom. I'm going to pass this out. Pass these around.
One of those actually.
Pass these around and get a message from Brian Peckford. It's a real honor to be here today. My name is ՕՏՏΑՎԱՅՈՒՄ. I grew up on Prince Edward Island. I live in Calgary, Alberta. I went to Calgary because of its freedom 25 years ago. And I have a message for Premier Jason Kenney. End the mandates. Support the truckers. Support the people. Support our country. And I have a message for CBC and CTV and Global. You want to do an interview with me today? Lose my number! Lose my number! Screw the mainstream media, because they try to screw us. We stand for the truckers. We stand for the people of Canada. We stand for the people who are here. We're speaking to a French group. Well, this is a mighty fine French group, and I love being a part of this French group. taking back our freedom. Hear me. Taking back our freedom. Taking back our freedom. Taking back our freedom. Taking back our freedom. Taking back our freedom.
Taking back our freedom! Taking back our freedom!
When my good friend Roy Byer and I saw the mess and the double cross that Premier Jason Kenney did last fall with these illegal mandates, we said it's time to step up. And when I was driving in here last night with one of my dear friends, Dr. Paul Alexander, who's on our board, he used to work for the Trump White House. He's a man of character, he's a man of courage, and he's a man of conviction. And I said the last time I was in Ottawa was in June 30th, 1991. Because down the street here, I was national director of an organization called Victims of Violence. And I worked with families of homicide. 30 years later, I'm coming back here. Only this time, the criminals are not Clifford Olson. The criminals are the 10 premiers in our country and this prime minister. And they need to be held criminally responsible. And to all the union bosses in Canada, you're siding with the globalists. Let's boycott the union bosses. Let's boycott the mainstream media. And let's support our truckers. God bless our truckers. I have two messages from you. This is not about statistics. This is about real lives. And in this country, everyone here has someone who loves them. And I have a message. When I used to work down in the Burnside building with families of homicide, I worked for 3 years getting Charles' name extradited to California. Now I'm going to work on your behalf to have these guys criminally charged for crimes against humanity. And I come here today with a message from two families in Canada, and they gave me permission to share their stories. These are not statistics. These are victims of criminal actions by Justin Trudeau and 10 premiers in this country.
That's right.
The first message is the story of my friend from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Her name is Cheryl Moberly. She's a friend of mine. And Cheryl Moberly has a 39-year-old daughter. And on the 12th of October, last fall, her daughter has 4 children to feed and support as a single mom. And the only way she could keep her job was to take the jab. She took the jab on the 12th of October. And on the 17th of October, her mom, Cheryl, had to fight for 2.5 hours to get in the hospital to see her daughter because Cheryl's not vaxxed and she refused to wear a mask. After 2.5 hours to get in to see her daughter, Jolene, she got up to ICU and she said to the doctors, she saw her daughter through the glass, do you have towels around my daughter's wrists, tying her to the bed rails? And the doctor said, you shouldn't even be up here. You're not vaxxed. You're not wearing a mask. And she said something I won't repeat, but God bless her for saying it. She fought her way in to see her daughter. And her daughter said, Mommy. And she gently took the mask off her daughter. And her daughter was sweating. She gently untied her hands. And 2 hours and 15 minutes later, she died. That's murder! These people, they need to be held accountable. We need to follow the due process. The last story I have to you, I spoke to this man 20 years ago. I'm taking my hat off to honor all truckers in North America. You're heroes. You're changing history. We salute you truckers. We salute you truckers from Vancouver to Newfoundland, from San Diego to Miami. We salute you. I spoke to a trucker 45 minutes ago. He's from Barrie, Ontario. And my trucker friend from Barrie, Ontario, his name, I just spoke to him 45 minutes ago. He's a friend of mine. I honor Dan Hartman, trucker in Canada today. Dan Hartman has one son, 17-year-old young hockey player. In order for him to play hockey last fall, he had to take the killer jab. And Sean Hartman, on the 25th of August last summer, against his will, that 17-year-old boy took the jab and didn't tell his dad. As a parent, we can all relate to this. And when we have criminal convictions, we need to follow peaceful demonstration, due course of law. Let the system take its course. But we're going to stand with Dan Hartman, trucker, and here's why. Because on the 27th day of September, just a month afterwards, Dan Hartman lost his only son to the vaccine. We need to stop this. We need to stand for the truckers. And the last thing I want to say, I said to Dan, tomorrow, Sean, it's his birthday. Tomorrow is Sean's 18th birthday. So we got a trucker in this country who's not going to be able to celebrate Sean's 18th birthday. And he said, you guys can sing happy birthday to Sean in his memory. To honor our trucker friend Dan Hartman, join me in singing a farewell happy birthday to Sean Hartman. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sean Hartman. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. We started taking back our freedom. To finish a job I started in '86, I worked as National Director of Victims of Violence with Gary and Sharon Rosenfeld, working with families who were murdered, loved ones were murdered, and now we're going to finish the job. We did it peacefully then, we're going to do it peacefully now. We followed due course then, we're going to follow due course now. But I salute the police officers. I salute my friend Brian Dennison, who's on our board. His video went 2 million strong. He's a courageous police officer, standing for every police officer in the country. I salute Brian Dennison. I salute the doctors. I salute Brian Peckford as our chairman of the board. And I salute these doctors. The doctor I want to introduce, I just want to introduce. Here's a hero in this country for police officers. This man stands for every police officer in Canada, United States, and around the world. Our board and advisor for taking back our freedom. My friend, give a warm Ottawa welcome for Brian Dennison.
Get here, but I am here to stand up for all law enforcement. We all need to be on your side. Everybody here that's wearing a uniform needs to be on this side of history. And I'm calling on every single police officer to stand up for freedom! 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 Thank you!
Thank you very much. All right, you've got another introduction. All right, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, a real hero in Canada, United States, and around the world. My friend, former executive within the Trump West Wing White House. Will you please give a warm Ottawa welcome to a Canadian hero, Dr. Paul Alexander.
Let's give it up for our police. Let's give it up for the truckers of the United States and the truckers of Canada. Listen, I stood at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial about 4 days ago with the Defeat the Mandates, and I was in the company of Peter McCullough, Robert Malone, these giants in science globally, but nothing prepared me for what I came to see today. Long live Canada! Look, I'm in the company of Dr. Roger Hodkinson from Alberta, one of the globe's top pathologists. I want to be brief and I want to be clear. We've looked at the science for 22 months now, and we have told the government of Canada, the government of the United States, UK, Scotland, every nation in this world, you do not lock your society down. You should have never closed schools. We had reports in the administration of 7- and 8-year-old American children hung themselves. They could not take the school closures and the lockdowns. And we begged them. Trump fought them. He fought them daily. He fought them every day to open the schools. But the CDC and the unions are an unholy, corrupted alliance.
Lock them up!
Ever do we give these people the emergency powers we gave them again. When a government takes emergency powers, they will never, ever give it back to you. Ever. You have to take it back peacefully and legally. When you give them those powers, they will maximally abuse it. They will abuse you. You can never get out of this tyrannical system by compliance. We need to take it back peacefully. And I want to say this about the mandates. We've looked at the data. There's no difference scientifically. When we look at the actual data, we've published 42 studies to show that there's no difference between a vaccinated and an unvaccinated person. In fact, the science is very, very clear. And the public health officials in Canada are not in line. They're not contemporary with the science. The science shows that the vaccinated actually harbors far much more viral load, and the vaccinated person transmits virus. It is not a pandemic of the unvaccinated. It never has been. And let me close with this. We looked at the data 22 months now, and we told them children are at statistical zero risk of acquiring this infection in the first place. Children are at statistical zero risk of transmitting it to children, of taking it home, or of getting severely ill. We showed them in the United States of America, and I'm going to be very, very clear with this, not one healthy child has died of COVID. It's a very important statement. Not one healthy child has died of COVID. This was a hoax. The response, not the virus, was a hoax. This virus presented serious problems for at-risk vulnerable people. We knew that, but we knew that we had early treatment. We could have properly secured the vulnerable in our society with an age-risk stratified approach, focused protection. We did not need to lock the society down. We did not need to close schools. We didn't need to do none of this. We told them 22 months. So we looked at the data, and every single lockdown across the entire world has failed. Every single school closure has failed. Every mask mandate has failed. We have clear data to show this. They have all failed. The Canadian public health officials, the American public health officials, they have catastrophically failed. And it is time to declare the pandemic emergency over. And it's operating how a virus should operate. It is time now. The government of Canada should take this exit strategy. This is an off-ramp the government of Canada should take. It's a gift. Open the society, end the mandates. There's no reason for this anymore, and allow the truckers their freedom. End the mandates. Thank you. And let me introduce now one of my very good friends from Alberta, Dr. Roger Hawkinson. I cannot even walk in the shadows, so I want him to come here. I want to team up. He's one of the best people in this world. Over to Dr. Hawkinson.
Hello, freedom fighters! We're not gonna take it anymore! Repeat after me! It's over! What's it taken to get here? Everyone has failed. Doctors, the media, politicians, the church, we've all failed. And what did it take to get here? Guys with dirty fingernails! The truckers! The truckers! Thank you! Nothing has worked! Nothing has worked! Nothing could work! Nothing did work! And therefore nothing will work! It's got to stop! You don't have to be a rocket scientist or a medical specialist to realize that if you're doing the same goddamn thing over and over and over again and it's not working, just maybe it's not working! You lot! You lab rats! Stand up! Let me tell you something. I'm a physician, and every single death counts. They are not statistics. They're not numbers with zeros. Has it really come to this? Child sacrifice to appease these new gods. Has it really come to this? Let me tell you, it didn't make the rain fall for the Aztecs, and it won't stay running in the nursing home. It's got to stop. Repeat after me. Enough! Enough! No! We're not taking prisoners! We're not negotiating! This is not a time to dither, to negotiate! We're gonna stop it now! Finally, support two things. Taking back our freedoms. You've heard from George. It's a national movement led by Brian Peckford. And if there's going to be any federal response to this, it's going to be Max Bernier
who's from the PPC, and he's here now. Thank you, Max, and thank you all for coming, and thank you, truckers of Canada.
That is Dr. Hodgkinson and Dr. Paul Alexander and George Bears from Taking Back Our Freedoms. Thank you. Look at all you people. We are holding the line. Holding the line. We're holding the line. We're holding the line. Up next. Up next, I think it's a good time to call up the Max. I think it is time to call up Mr. Bernier. Maxime, parce qu'on vous aime. Ah ouais, Maxime, il arrive. Oui, il arrive. Nothing can stop what's coming, Canada. Look at Canada the brave, an inspiration to the world. They are like, what did Canada just do? What just happened in sleepy Canada? We held the line, Canada the brave, you brave soldiers. All right, do we have Mr. Bernier? Is he getting through autographs and selfies? All right. It's a little congested here, guys. The best stage in the world. We'd like to thank the owner of this crane truck. Anytime you need a crane, this is the guy. We'll be, Yeah, oh, Maxime, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup,
Hello, everybody. You know, we need to thank our truckers because they're the one who gave us hope. They are giving up hope that all this tyranny will end. That will be the Canada Day. It is the Canada Day. It is our day today. We celebrate our freedoms.
Mad Max! Mad Max! Mad Max!
I just want to briefly discuss two ideas today. Freedom and tenacity. I'm here today like you because we know that our freedoms are under attack. Yes, under attack by these establishment politicians. And we are saying enough is enough. Because only in a free society is there human dignity, equality of rights, and economic prosperity. So we need to regain our freedom as soon as possible. And now, as you know, I was last summer in Manitoba, and I was arrested and cuffed and put in jail for fighting against this tyranny. I can tell you today that I'm ready to go back to jail to fight for freedom. Because what makes Canada, what makes our country a great country and a great place to live is that for a century and a half, that country has been the freest countries in the world. And now, that's not the case anymore. That's why I'm mad today, and you can call me Mad Max. I'm very mad because I don't recognize our country anymore. J'aimerais dire à nos concitoyens de partout du Canada et du Québec, lâchez pas et remerciez les camionneurs du Québec et du Canada qui ont donné l'exemple et qui nous ont donné du courage, le courage de se battre pour nos libertés. Merci, merci. And now, I just want to end by a quote from the great Prime Minister, John D. Baker. John D. Baker said, "I'm a Canadian, a free Canadian, free to speak without fear, free to worship God in my own way, free to stand for what I think right, free to oppose what I believe wrong, free to choose who govern my country. This heritage of freedom I pledge uphold for myself and all mankind." So that battle of freedom is an historical one. And like John F. Kennedy once said, in the long history of the world, only few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its maximum hour of danger. You are that generation. This is your role, and now is the time. You must be super spreaders of freedom. Freedom, 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 freedom. I want to introduce another freedom fighters that was with us since the beginning. My friend, Randy York. Freedom! Freedom! Maximum freedom! Maximum freedom! Thank you all for being here. And Canada welcomes freedom today, this weekend, and always. And I want to say this. We know this. Truckers go the distance. Truckers go the distance. Doesn't matter where truckers have come from thousands of miles away, from East Coast and West Coast. They've gone the distance.
All right, Matt.
And this is one thing that we know for sure. We know for sure this.
And the flag.
They won't be running home empty. There's going to be a full load on their beds. A full load of freedom. Freedom! That's what they'll be running home with. Because truckers bring freedom home. You know, they remind me a lot of a childhood hero of mine. Many people in the crowd may remember. There's a great Canadian of my youth. His name was George Chavallo. Is George Chavallo. Anybody know George? 5-time heavyweight champion. 5 times. He fought Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman. He had 93 fights, and nobody ever knocked him down, and nobody ever knocked him out. He went the distance, and we're going to go the distance this weekend, and for however long it takes.
We won't get knocked out. We won't get knocked out. We'll be like George. We'll be like all Canadians always have been. And I'm going to say one thing. We've got a small fringe group up in that building. A small fringe group with unacceptable views.
That's right. Yeah.
338 MPs up there. A small fringe group. Today, this weekend, we are passing a motion of non-confidence in that bloody bunch. They don't deserve to represent us. They haven't represented us. They're there to protect our freedoms. But instead, they're all cowards in a cottage and hiding from us. So let's take this home. Let's make sure we don't leave Ottawa. We don't leave Ottawa unless we've got freedom in our trucks, freedom in our pockets.
That's right, Randy.
We'll leave the masks behind. We'll leave the social distancing behind. We'll leave the mask pass behind. We'll go home. We'll go home free to go to our churches. Free to go to our schools. Free to go to work. Free to speak our minds. Free to be Canadians. I won't be leaving. I'll be with the truckers. We'll go the distance, however long that distance is. We're going to fight, and we won't get knocked out, and we'll be bringing freedom home to our families, to our children, to our churches, to our workplaces, and everybody will see the smiling faces of free Canadians. Keep working, punch it home, let's not get knocked out, let's keep fighting, don't give up. Thank you.
We got the mic here. Thank you, Maxim. Thank you, Mr. Hillier. We have a beautiful woman coming up to sing. Am I in a group shot? I'm sorry, I'm in a group shot. All right, thank you, Max. Thank you, Canada, the brave. Canada, the inspiration to the world. Nothing can stop what is coming. We have this beautiful woman here. We're gonna do some Mortal Canada. We're gonna do a lot of that today. You guys remember the words, feel it in your heart. Sister, where are you? Okay, here she comes. All right, she's saging up. You gotta get saged on the stage. All right. Amber Kakishiwe, ladies and gentlemen. May I? May I?
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be singing "O Canada" right now. Please stand on guard. Put your hats to your hearts. Let's go, truckers. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. True patron love in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we see the truth more strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we My father, Gerben Dykema, was a truck driver for Varnman Cookies. He passed away last month. I had to watch him deteriorate behind glass doors.
Do you know what it is? Does anyone have any idea?
I had to get a vaccine to see my father pass away.
What's in the sky? An airplane just flew by and left its test trail. That is what that cloud looking like.
I have a piece for you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because as soon as he starts to the sky, right away people start getting sick. That same thing.
And to my uncle who's in the crowd, this is for you. My Uncle Bill, a truck driver.
Yeah! Thank you! Oh, that's the one in the mud. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, as an organizer, like it's just like we're like trying to organize Canada Day without the year to plan for it. So I got VIPs coming up and they're like, I want to speak. So I'm gonna keep this rolling. We have another MD who is here, who's been fighting with us. Barry, my friend, please come on the stage. Oh yeah, she's right here. All right. Please introduce yourself. Please take the stage, Dr. Barry.
Thank you. I'm Barry Engelhardt. I'm a retired family doctor. But more importantly, I'm a grandfather of 6. You know, I've been told that truck drivers sit high up in their cabs so they can see off in the distance. And I was told that they use the compass in their cab to guide them to where they're going. And I thought for sure that was how they got here. But I was wrong. They sit up high in the cab not just to see off in the distance, but because they see the big picture. And they don't just use the compass in their cab, they use something inside called your moral compass. And they know what right is, and that's what got them here today. But sadly, not everybody who sits in high positions always uses their compass, moral compass, nearly as well as the truckers do. Truckers, you see the big picture and know that taking children out of school, making them wear masks, not letting them play together, keeping them constantly scared that they might die or kill their grandparents is harmful. Your moral compass knows that giving experimental inoculations to pregnant women with genetic material without proper testing is wrong. In the big picture, truckers, you know that depriving the elderly of human touch in the last months or years of their lives hurts them. Your moral compass knows that when taking away someone's job or business to gain control over them is going to harm all of us. When you look off in the distance, like a trucker, you know that putting the entire country into horrendous debt for years or decades is not going to make anyone healthier. Your moral compass knows that when good and healthy Canadians are praying or serving others with their products or services, giving them fines and putting them in jail when they are helping, not harming, is wrong. You have traveled all over this beautiful country and know that in the big picture, we are all Canadians. We are all equal and deserving of love and respect, and saying or doing anything that makes us irrationally fear each other will divide us and harm us. Your moral compass knows that Canadians do not need to be bullied because it is in our DNA to be compassionate,
and we can be trusted to find sensible ways to protect the vulnerable as we always have, in ways that will do good more than harm to our amazing country. I'm reminded of a Buddhist story that goes something like this. There was a samurai warrior, the greatest warrior in all the land, and he wanted to find out about heaven and hell. And he went to the townspeople who told him that there was a wise man in the village who could tell him of heaven and hell. And when he found this man, this humble man, he was sitting in the dirt. And the warrior said, "I am the greatest warrior in all the land. You will tell me about heaven and hell." And the wise sage looked up at him and said, "You fool! What makes you think an idiot like you could possibly learn anything about heaven and hell? Away with you!" The samurai warrior was incensed. He pulled his sword out of its sheath. He raised it above his head and said to the old sage, "Old man, do you not know that I am the mightiest warrior in all this land? And with one sweep of my sword, I can make you die."